Hello, everyone from CS260. This is just a quick demo on the CSS debugger in the browser. Right now I'm using Google Chrome, but pretty much every browser has a version of this. So right here I've just got the demo Vite up and running. If you haven't learned React or Vite or any of that stuff yet, don't worry. We're just going to be going over basic HTML and CSS. This is just a great kind of running website to work with. So I'm going to right click on the element that I'm looking at. So let's say I didn't quite, this element isn't quite right. I don't like the text sizing. I don't like the color for whatever reason. So I can click on inspect, and over here, you'll see that the elements, the HTML element is highlighted in this elements section. And I can hover over any other elements if I need to look at those. And I can click on it and it will bring up the CSS down here for that element. But we want to look at this heading right here. So right after that, we can see a couple of different things. It's divided up into different sections. And this tells you a lot of information. This right here, or sometimes it will say a CSS file name, means that this is custom styling. This is things that we're adding. This user agent style sheet right here means that this is kind of the defaults for the browser for the H1 tag. So you'll see the font size is crossed out, and that's because we're adding our own custom font size up here. You'll also see where things are inherited. So this is inherited from the div with the root ID right here, this div. So it's got this text align center from that div. And then inherited from just the overall HTML document. So these are just like universal colors or styles. You'll see this is the color right here. We have a font family right here. Some things are crossed out again because they've been overridden by other parts of the CSS. And finally down here, we have a kind of a breakdown of when the element is margin, border, padding, and the actual element size itself. If we come back up, let's say I want to see what's giving this its font size. So I can go, I see font size right here. I can also search font dash size, and it will bring up everything that has an effect on font size. But I can uncheck it over here, and you'll see that the element actually changes in the browser. What happened was this font size is no longer being applied, and now this font size is applied. So you can test and see. And this doesn't make any actual changes to your code. This is just kind of a staging environment for you to test changes. So you can check and uncheck things. You can see that this line height has an effect on how big it is. It pushes everything up or down. So that's one way to test and see what's going wrong or what's going right with your CSS. Another thing you can do is you can use this plus to actually insert style rules. So if I wanted, for example, the color to be blue, I would set the color to blue. And again, this doesn't make any actual code changes, but what it does do is let you play around with CSS roles. Maybe I want this to be 3.4 ems, and I don't know how that's going to look. So before I go and make code changes, I can kind of play around with different sizes like this. So hopefully this was helpful. That's a brief overview of the CSS debugger in the browser.